Kristina here with Broken Skulls Productions and Paracosm. How are you doing, guys?
Fantastic.
Alright, I need you to introduce yourselves.
What's up? I'm James.
Dick Tracy. Just kidding. Troy Alsager.
Don.
Just Don?
Don Gregory.
See, you gotta put your last name in there, so we all know how to find you later.
With the fucking program. Jesus.
I just said James.
You did? Well, you need to put your name in there, too.
No. You gotta keep this rolling, motherfucker. There's no
go.
cuts. This is an interview.
I'll work in my last name somewhere later on.
Okay, perfect. That makes sense. So, we're at Hobjacks in Pensacola, Florida. Doing your first interview, correct?
Yes, this is our first interview.
All right, well, first question is going to be, how did you start the band, and who met who first?
I'll start it. We had a friend who used to be our guitarist. Because we originally started, he was going to play guitar and sing, and my friend Mandeville, who I'd known for years, who's in the band Honeygun, was actually going to be our lead guitarist. He calls me up. He knew I was going through a rough patch, and he's just like, "Hey, man, I know you're looking for a band. They need a bassist. I got this guy. He used to be in the Blue Angels. You want to meet him?" I was like, "Okay, cool." And somehow we made arrangements. I talked to him over the phone for like 15 minutes. And we ended up down here on gallery night. I was here with a friend, and right behind Play over here, they were having a show. He and Mandeville were at a show, and they met our first drummer there, coincidentally. And then we went there, and I met up with Manny, because Manny was like, "Hey, come meet James." Went there, and I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah. This is where things get silly. And I realized that I was really going to like Don. So I come around the corner, and there's this little weird corridor. I'm walking down the brick corridor, and I see Don. And Manny's like, "Hey, that's Don right there. We'll just sit down. We'll talk about the band and see what you guys want to do." 15 minutes prior to that, we had met our first drummer. Our first drummer was overhearing a conversation that we were having about our potential first drummer being kind of a flaky guy and didn't want to do it, and he wasn't excited, and we were discussing the fact that we might not want to go with him, and he kind of leaned in and was like, "Hey, I couldn't help but overhearing." By the way, this guy's like 8 feet tall. He was like, "Hey," and we were like, "Whoa!" Overhearing. And so yeah, it was great. How could you not overhear at that height? Yeah. So needless to say, I walked around the corner and I met Don. And I lean in for the handshake. I'm like, "Hey, what's going on? I'm James." And as soon as I didn't even get to touch his hand, and some big Samoan dude, maybe he was Mexican?
Maybe he was Mexican.
No.
Kicked him square in the jimmy.
Who did?
Manny.
What?
Yeah. Kicked him square in the jimmy. And he dropped like a sack of potatoes right in front of me. And so now I'm like, I took a step back, and it's kind of like playing double dutch. I didn't know when to get in because everybody's like, "Oh!" I was like, "Okay, it was weird." And then Don gets up, and he wraps my arm around me, he taps me on the chest, and goes, "I'll be right back." And he just goes and drop kicks this dude. And I'm not talking about a football drop kick. I'm talking about like a Ric Flair Ultimate Warrior, both feet in the air, completely horizontal, both feet to the chest, drop kicks this dude. Of course, he lands right on his face. Don, because his feet are in the air, attached to a person, and he lands on his face. I see his head knock off the ground, and I was like, "That's rock and fucking roll. I like this guy. I don't even care if he can play." And he can, so that's good. And that's how we met.
That's definitely a one-of-a-kind story. I don't think I've ever heard anything about someone, Ric Flair Warrior kicking somebody's ass.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty impressive,
Yeah, and that was how me and Don met.
So further down the line, this Californian kid comes along, and I'm searching Craigslist because I'm new here, right? And I'm like, I got to play some music. I was in a band out in California, and we were starting to get pretty big and pretty noticed. And long story short, I'm here in Pensacola. So I go on Craigslist, which you've heard of Craigslist killers and all these weirdos and shit. So I'm like, all right, I'll take my chances. I'll go out on Craigslist, which I'm sure is the same for these fucks.
Yeah,
you know?
we were the same way. Like, Well, yeah, we put up an ad here. We did the Facebook messages and we were looking for a drummer, but like, well, fuck it, you know, let's check out Craigslist. Who knows?
What's funny is because I talked to 2 other bands or 2 other people off Craigslist before, and I got the weirdest vibe, man. They were like, "Yeah, come to my house at 1 o'clock in the morning," you know, and just weird fucking shit.
Bring
man.
trash bags.
Yeah. Nope, we're good, dude. So James called me. Yeah, I was working for Term. Yeah, I mean, it was. Yeah, I was going through the rungs of life, and James called me, and it was like, man, this dude. I mean, it was like my good homie, man. You know, like it was just meant to be. We talked for like 30 minutes or some shit, dude. An hour, yeah. And I'm like, this cat sounds like all my homies back in California. I'm homesick at this time. I'd been out here only for a couple of months. I lived in California. I mean, like I said, I had my whole shit out there, and talked to this kid for a little bit, and I mean, we met the first time and jammed for what? Like 4 hours or 3 hours, and we nailed like 20 songs in the first fucking practice that we had.
I knew that he was going to work. Our old drummer was really good and really technically proficient.
Which I'm not. I suck. Dude. I fucking suck.
Shut up. But he was really into like prog rock, like Periphery type stuff with all these crazy beats. He had like this huge,
like
almost
Portnoy, Mike.
Yeah,
Portnoy
almost Mike Portnoy,
like
Neil Peart.
He had a 33-piece drum set.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. This guy was he was amazing. But he was amazing in a I forgot that I was playing watching this guy do this shit.
He drove
Fantastic drummer.
Oh,
just, you know, we were more of a
jam band.
Yeah.
jam. We want to rock. We want to jam. We don't. He
Fish.
was so
like
impressive.
Fish. No, don't say
no,
that.
don't you ever scratch that shit.
But what happened was he walks in and we meet him, and the first thing he says to me is he goes, "Yeah, man, I really like the songs that you guys have up on Reverb Nation," which then the only way we could get drums on it is that we actually had James here sit there for hours and digitally program drums. Like Typo Negative, except not as awesome and depressing and awesome. I love Typo Negative.
I miss Peter Steele.
We all miss Peter Steele. And anyways, he walks in and he goes, "Yeah, man, Dreamcatcher, it sounds like this one like Deftones song." I was like, "He's in." I love Deftones. He's in. Anyways, that's my.
Yeah.
That's probably the most lengthy band story I've ever heard. But actually, you know, it's cool though because you have a history. That makes it awesome.
I actually for the first couple shows that. For the first couple shows that we did with Troy, I actually introduced him as
the Craigslist
Troy
killer.
But the first thing that Craigslist ever got right.
True. He actually still does that.
Yeah.
The first show we played, he was like, "Yeah, we found him off Craigslist, so if you don't hear from us in a couple of weeks, you know what happened."
Troy Al not gonna work here anymore. I don't know.
Right. How long have you been together and you still can't pronounce his name?
I know.
No, I can pronounce it now. I just couldn't pronounce it before.
I grew up with Norwegians, so it's easy for me to pronounce pretty unpronounceable shit.
See, I grew up in South Mississippi, Louisiana, so if his name was like Lagnap or like EAUX or some shit, I could totally go Tro. But this shit was all it was too easy for me to pronounce.
Can I have one of those, man?
Yeah, you're goddamn right.
So I'm a drummer, and we bum everything.
Clearly, we're very good at this.
From James, the lead singer.
That just means you're, supportive.
Special.
Means you're here to hold up the whole band.
I need your lighter too, bro. I told you. I fucking told you. I fucking told you, man.
This is gonna make for great footage.
Yes.
Hey, I got a random thing that it's actually kind of what we like to do in our sets. Switch sides real quick. Dawn, over here.
Oh.
Now I'm playing bass. So.
Oh shit.
You know, that's kind of intimidating. Like, I gotta say, you're a lot taller. It's like, whoa. That makes it so much worse because everyone's just quiet and it's like, pause. Dramatic pause. What's gonna fall on us now?
So what's next for Paracosm? Oh, am I doing? I'm sorry.
I'm like, no, that's not how this works. You drummers, you take over everything.
No, and we're bummed.
Hey, you're gonna.
He's not only loud playing drums, his drum set is actually loud. It's like sparkly and blue, and
Yeah.
it can't be helped.
Are you guys gonna like cut and chop and stuff, or is it just gonna be a long?
It's pretty
thread?
much just gonna be a
Let's
long.
do this.
Okay,
I'm
fuck yeah, man.
fucking post-production king, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know. That's what I do, though. I thought that it was just something that people did.
No, this is an interview, so go with it. All right.
I love how informal this is.
Yeah, we're
Should
not.
I
This
be in
is
a
how
suit?
our shows are.
Should I be in a suit and a
Well,
tie?
actually-
I got one in my car.
Actually, one of the things we pride ourselves on is that when we play shows, it's very much informal for the most part. We try to cater to the audience. You know, if there's old people there, we don't want to give them heart attacks. And sorry, I just thought about that.
Almost.
I said,
No,
I didn't know. I thought about it after I said
you're
it.
fine.
cool.
You're
Anyways, what I like to say is that when we play a show, we like to make it informal and bring everyone in. Like, they're our best friends. The audience is our best friend, and they're just hanging out, drinking and partying with us and being loud with us. So we encourage them to get as loud as we do. But, you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it's always fun.
Here's one cool thing about us as a band is, again, our first practice, I met these fucking guys, man. And we jammed for like 4 hours, and it was so I've never in my life, I'm almost 30 years old, have jammed with somebody, and it was just so fluent. I mean, we learned like 20 songs in the first fucking
Yeah.
first meeting each other.
I tried to
So
make
every
a-
time we go,
I tried to make a Facebook status, and I was like, shit, we just. Troy's a new drummer. Before I say anything else, because I don't know what to say, this dude killed. We killed. We got in the room, and it's like we had been jamming for like 10 years.
exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is you can be, you know, their last drummer was so technical and so amazing. I'm not the best drummer in the world, not the worst drummer in the world. None of us are masters of the craft. We are in our own way, but the fact of the matter is we mesh together well, and we fucking bring this chemistry together so that when we play live, when we record, I mean, it's so solidified and together. Yeah, it just flows, man.
It's all about
amazing.
fun and energy. And as far as like the history of the band goes, is a lot of the times when band members didn't work out, it was because of the energy level. It's like we needed it, and if there wasn't another person on stage with us sharing that, it was kind of rough to communicate that to the crowd. And when he came in, this dude just like sick.
Yeah, he'd be back on the drums. He'd just be like, sick,
Gnarly.
Just surf from.
and it was like, and it didn't. That's kind of thing that most musicians would see as a distraction, and we were like, fuck, dude, it was like fuel. Like, we just got more silly and more fun. And sometimes the practices would get heavy when we're like working on a part that doesn't want to work itself out, working on a thing that's like, God, this is thing that we're trying to do, and it's not working. No, Troy came in and he was just like, yeah, and everybody would just start laughing and being jovial, and then the next thing you know, the song's written, we're done.
12 songs later, we're about to come out with an album, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know, I'm glad you brought that up. I was gonna like prompt you to talk about it, but you kind of did it for me. So, what's the name?
I'm sorry.
Good job.
What's the name?
Intentionally left blank.
Intentionally left blank.
Purge.
We're between names. The intentionally left blank, the Purge. We've got a teaser EP coming out. We have a teaser EP coming out with about 3 songs that we're gonna get out to start the buzz, get the ball rolling, while we take the time to, properly produce the rest of the songs.
And for you to finish.
And then once we, and for me to find the time to do it, and then and then it's all being done at my house. It's all being done.
Work full-time jobs and have kids, and
Right. Yeah.
that's what I love about these
I
cats
don't
too.
have
We work hard
kids.
as hell.
Well, yeah, he doesn't have kids, but the thing that I appreciate that I didn't used to before is that I appreciate the fact that it costs so much goddamn money to put out an album, or to record a song, or to master a song, or to mix a song, because our first song, Hunger, which will be on the EP, is going to be the version that we sent to San Diego to Mason Proud of Proud Productions, and
We're proud of Mason.
It cost us a pretty penny as far as we're concerned. We're blue collar guys, so that song cost us a lot to get mixed and mastered. And I started to do the math with 10, 11 songs. Holy shit. That's something we can't do. So I decided to do a lot of research on mixing and mastering techniques, and I was going to do it all in-house. And so we decided to bring it all back into the bedroom. Matter of fact, this EP is all being recorded in a bedroom. My bedroom, where the magic tends to happen. And
that's why you have 5 kids?
That's why I have 5 kids. Yes.
Is it 5, really?
It is 5. The count is up to 5, but who knows, you know? I did a stint with the... Never mind.
That's a topic of conversation, not for the camera, apparently.
So,
somewhere in the world, there's some little kid running around screaming Alter Bridge and Foo Fighters lyrics.
And nobody knows why. Yes. So, no, we're producing the album at the house. We're doing it all on ourselves. And the great thing about it is I don't release a cut until I email them both, or they're both in the room with me saying, what do you like about this? What do you hate about this? What do you want to add? What do you want to lift? What do you want to lower? Is the bass too loud? The guitar is too loud? Vocals, drums, yada, yada, yada. So we've all are actually in the room doing it ourselves, because the thing about it is we can send it off to San Diego. We can send it off to LA or Miami or wherever, and somebody sends us back a copy. And then we got to email back our changes. But what if we were all in there in real time making the change? We all know what we like. We all know what sounds good. And we have the tools to accomplish that on our own. So at the moment, we're doing this all independent. I mean, independent from the recording, the mixing, and the mastering, to the shrink wrap plastic that we have to buy, to the cardboard sleeves, to the stickers, to the ink, to the plastic to make the CDs. This is all being done right here at home in Pensacola.
Rock, dude.
Wow.
So fucking punk.
That's the music industry today, which
DIY.
is cool.
DRI. What?
You can do it yourself like that, and you know it's cool playing with these cats. Again, we've had such chemistry from the beginning, and just to see it all conform. We were just an alt nation. Alt Nation searched the whole country full of musicians, and they posted us, which was such an honor. And
thank you.
Our hard work.
Nation.
We've been working hard, man. You know, we got families and jobs and all this other bullshit that comes in between our music, really. But anyways, it's good to see us finally getting up to where we're about to, take some steps, man.
Right.
Take some strides.
We started out playing tiny shows for 7 people, and they grew to 9 people, and they grew to a little bit more, and 15, 20, and then all of a sudden we got a brand new music video. Tim Carr from TJC Films made our first video, which was just turned out far beyond what we ever thought was going to be a video. I mean, we thought we were going to have a handycam porn type video, and it turned out to be pretty fucking legit.
That was almost like Tommy Lee and Pamela. Like it was
that's all.
Which
we were
is still
expecting.
rock and roll, but there's a boat.
Yes. Yeah, we didn't have a boat.
Oh, I want to thank the Escambia County Sheriff's Department for letting us film that.
Yeah.
They actually showed up.
They
walked in. There's a deputy that walked in. Two deputies. They walked in and they saw the lights and they're like,
oh yeah, and by the way, Troy looks at me and goes, "You need to go talk to them, man," because I was, I guess, the spokesperson. I was like,
well, you called the cops.
Well, I called the cops. Yeah.
He looks the least like a criminal.
I look the least right. Yeah, I look.
And we're about to shoot a music video. Don't arrest us. Yeah,
Yes.
I said, James, you're dealing with this the rest of the fucking night,
Yeah.
dude.
So when they showed up, I approached the cops. I stumbled over a beer bottle. On my way to them, I was like, "Hey."
James,
We just finished the drum.
I'm James Tang. When I was in the Navy, everything's fucking fine. So we're just look. And what I honestly thought, the reason why they didn't arrest us or throw us or tell us to stop is because when they walked upon us, we had a generator running in the background. We had lights strung up. We had a photographer. We had a couple extras or an extra. I apologize, Chelsea. An extra.
He was seeing doubles. So.
Right, yeah. We had two phantoms in this one, but no. And we were standing there. Troy was filming his drums. Don was setting up for his solo bass parts. So I think that when they turned the corner, they were expecting to see a bunch of kids kicking shit and breaking stuff. But when they turned the corner, they saw that, like, oh man, this is like a set. Like the Beverly Hillbillies came to Pensacola. There's like a real movie set here. They I think they kind of looked around and they were like, okay, nothing bad's going on here, so we're not gonna. And they were totally cool.
It's not like they walked in and saw Snooki, you know.
Right. You know, like who knows what we could have been filming down there. And they were totally cool. Like no kidding, they were there 20 seconds and were like, I think you guys are fine, man. As long as we don't get another noise complaint, you're good to go. And
Banjo!
Yeah.
Now, did they stay around and watch? Did they finish the...
No.
They kind of searched the area and then
Right.
just left.
They kind of flashlighted it around for a while and made sure that there was, you know, I'm probably sure they were, you know, whatever. But no, they were totally cool.
That's impressive.
Again. Ready, go.
You know, you need to name this. You need
Is he still in the shot? Cool.
You're kind of like... I hope I can...
Damn, I need some sunglasses for them fucking legs, man. Shit.
All right. Onward.
Oh. Okay, so do you have more shows upcoming, or do you have some planned?
Yes.
So good.
We actually we have a surprise show on this coming Sunday.
2 days from now.
2 days from now, yes, at the Grunge Bar, opening for the Little
War Twins. Little War Twins.
Little War Twins. I knew it was Little Something Twins.
They're from
They're from Boston. They're from Boston.
Boston?
This is news
Boston.
to me, so.
They're from the land of the drop kicks. And also we have a show on the 25th for the second anniversary of the Grunge Bar, which shout out to the Grunge Bar. They gave us our first shot at being a band.
Rick Pitts is a good
So
man.
if anyone sees this and happens to find themselves in Pensacola, go to the Grunge Bar.
Yep.
Awesome music, and it's where the music scene here is
Okay,
really
stop
taking
plugging.
off.
Let's go. Move on to the next show.
Plug you, man. Anyways, and then we got a show on the 2nd at the Grunge Bar, headlining with Liars and Listeners, and a show on the 10th with Gravity Reversing and Neanderthal at Sluggo's, just down the road here on Palafi. Actually, it's on Jefferson. But yeah.
Very
What
cool.
about, are we doing what's that fucking Irish bar on Palafox? James?
That's still a tentative spot.
Oh, shit. Move again?
Yep.
What is...
I just felt too inter-thighed. I had thighs to my left and thighs to my right. No, yeah, that's a tentative spot, but as soon as that drops, it's going to be a gallery night downtown Pensacola position, and we will let you all know as soon as we do. And it's in the works like a mofo.
I'm pretty sure you're going to pull a chino here.
I don't know. Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, we're going to head out for the interview so we can do our own photo shoot. And
Yes.
maybe you can throw some in there on the album when you're done.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yes.
Broken Skulls Productions, thank you very much for taking the time to interview us fucks, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I think that we're a little bit too wacky to actually have a real interview with. This would have been 90 minutes to get some actual credible information out
it
of
would
us.
have been like, Tom Brokaw and some boring-ass bullshit with the Taliban.
If this
or
was
some
the
fucked
90s,
up
Carson
shit.
Daly would have shit himself, man. Fuck.
Yeah. That whole 2-minute interval's like, hi, Carson Daly here with...
Shut up! You guys are so unprofessional.
You know what, though? It makes for so much more fun.
Yeah.
This is probably the most fun interview I've had this whole
Really?
time.
Well, then fuck yeah.
We're all about having
I'm
fun.
not sure what to do with my hands right
Because you don't have drumsticks.
When it comes down to it, we're all about having fun, obviously.
So come check us out, Paracosm. Thank you, Broken Skulls. This is my brother Don and this idiot, James. and this
Troy.
fuck right here, Troy. Signing out. Love you guys. Thank you.
Kristina here with Broken Souls Productions and Paracosm. Give them a shout out on Facebook. Check them out. Have a good night, guys.